Hi, 5th graders, it's Mr. Pham again, and today I'm going to walk you through SB pages 45 through 46 from your Getting Ready for the Smarter Balance assessment book. Let's dive into this. Number 1, the library is 5 miles from the post office. How many yards is the library from the post office? So here we need to do some conversion, but before we get started, let's review a few things. When you are moving from a larger unit or converting from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you should multiply. Large to small, multiply. And when you're moving from a small unit to a large unit, we need to divide. So large to small, multiply. Small to large, divide. Here we are converting 5 miles to yards. So we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. There are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. So I'm going to take this number, since we're going from a large to small, and I'm going to multiply it by 5. So we need to take 1,760 times 5. 0 times 5 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. Regroup that 3. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 3 will give me 38. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. And there you have it. We have 8,800 yards in 5 miles. Number 2. Billy made 3 gallons of juice for a picnic. He said he made 3/4 quart of juice. Explain Billy's mistake. Now, this is an obvious mistake since a gallon is a larger unit than a quart. There's no way you're going to have a fraction of a quart in 3 gallons. So there's a clear mistake there that we need to find and explain. So there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. Just think 4 quarters in $1. 4 quarts in 1 gallon. We're moving from 3 gallons to quarts. So gallons to quarts, we are moving from a larger unit to a smaller unit, which means we should multiply here. And if you multiply 3 gallons by 4 to convert it into quarts, we would have 12 quarts. Now, Billy obviously mixed up his conversion and divided here. So let's go ahead and explain that. In the box, we are going to say Billy divided the number of gallons by 4 to convert to quarts, which was his mistake. He needed to multiply the number of gallons by 4 to get the number of quarts in 3 gallons. 3 times 4 equals 12 quarts. And that would fulfill your explanation for number 2. Moving on to number 3. The drama club is showing a video of their recent play. The first showing begins at 2:30 p.m. The second showing is scheduled at 5:25 p.m. with a half an hour break between the show. Now, half an hour is equivalent to 30 minutes. Let's just keep note of that. Part A. How long is the video in hours and minutes? Now, to find the time, the duration of the video, I like to start with the number line. Let's begin with the first showing time, which was at 2:30. And we're going to end it at 5:25. So we use an open number line where there's a lot of flexibility here. Okay, and what I like to do is add by the hour since it's a lot easier. So let's begin by adding, let's see, if I added an hour, that would be 3:30, 2 hours, that would be 4:30, and 3 hours would be 5:30. So that's too much. So let's start with 2 hours. Let's add 2 hours here. So 2:30 plus 2 hours will be 4:30. You want to end at 5:25. If I add another 30 minutes, it'll take me to 5. So we have 2 hours and now 30 minutes. And that would be at 5 o'clock. But to get to 5:25, let's add another 25 minutes. Okay. And now, if you add the numbers or the time up, you would get the total time it took from the first showing to the second showing. But remember, there was a 30-minute break in between, so we do need to subtract that. So let's take 2 hours. 2 hours plus 30 minutes, that's 2.5 hours. Plus 25. 30 plus 25 would give me 55. So in total, from the first showing to the second showing, there was exactly 2 hours and 55 minutes that passed. Okay? But now, we're not done yet. We still have that 30-minute break. So let's go ahead and remove that 30 minutes to get the total time it took for one video showing. Okay? So this would be 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. So it took, or the video lasted, 2 hours and 25 minutes. Okay? All right, moving on to part B. Oh, don't you love these type of problems? And there's so many different segments to one task or question. Part B states, explain how you can use a number line to find the answer. That's exactly what we did. I started at 2:30 p.m., which was the first showtime, and added forward by the hours and later by 30 minutes, then 25 minutes to get the total time for the first showing with the break in between, which was 2 hours and 55 minutes. Later, I subtracted half an hour, which is 30 minutes, to find how long the video played. Okay, so a lot to write there, but we did a lot of math there as well. So when there's a lot of math involved, there's a lot of explaining to do here. Okay, let's jump into part C. The second showing started 20 minutes later, or 20 minutes late. Will the second showing be over by 7:45? Explain why your answer is reasonable. Okay, so let's see how long what time it would end if we started 20 minutes later. So remember, the second showing time was at 5:25. If we started 20 minutes later, that means we would have to start at 5:45. Okay, so 5 45. And the showing of the movie would last about, the movie lasts for 2 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the 2 hours. Add my 2 hours here. That would be 7:45. Okay, exactly the time this question is asking if it would end there. But no, we have 25 more minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and add another 15 minutes here, just so we can get to 8 o'clock. Okay, so 2 hours and 15, but remember, it was the time of the showing is going to last 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we need to add another 10 minutes here. So if I add another 10 minutes, that would end exactly at 8:10. Okay? So now, let's explain that. Let's put in words. Alright? We're going to say no, comma, the second show would end at 8:10 p.m., not 7:45 p.m. And let's explain why our answer is reasonable. Since the movie will start 20 minutes later or late at 5:45 p.m. I added 2 hours and 25 minutes to that time and ended at 8:10. Alright, that was a lot of math, a lot of explaining we needed to do there. Hope you have everything down and understand how to solve problems like these. Let's move on to number 4, to the back of your page. Oh, great. We are now working on the metric conversion now. So let's go ahead and type in our abbreviation. King Henry dined by drinking chocolate milk. Okay? And where we have by, let's go ahead and abbreviate our MLG. Okay? MLG. So let's look at what we're working on. Fred bought 4 liters, so we're going to be talking about liters here today. Fred bought 4 liters of laundry detergent, 3,250 milliliters of fabric softener, 2.5 liters of bleach. For numbers 4A through 4E, select yes or no. Okay, so we are dealing with liters and milliliters here, so there's going to be some conversion. Again, remember when you're going from large to small, we are going to multiply. Small to large, we are going to divide. Okay, so let's move forward. Fred bought 75 milliliters more fabric than bleach. So we're going to compare fabric softener to bleach. Okay, so let's take a look here at, and we're talking in milliliters now. So we have fabric softeners already in milliliters. We have 3,250 milliliters. So we're going to do some conversion with our bleach here. Bleach, we have 2.5 liters and we need to convert that into milliliters. So when you look at your liters to milliliters, we are going to go 1, 2, 3. So there will be 3 powers of 10, so which means I'm going to multiply this number by 1,000. 3 powers of 10s, 3 zeros at the end. Okay, and now since I'm multiplying, my number is just going to get greater. So we are moving from liters to milliliters. So it would be, let's rewrite that. There's 3 zeros, so I'm going 1, 2, and 3. The decimal point will shift 3 times to the right. So there would be 2,500 milliliters to 2.5 liters of bleach. So since we are comparing, let's go ahead and subtract this number. We have 3,250 milliliters of fabric softener. Let's subtract that by our 2,500 milliliters of bleach. 0 minus 0, bring down your 5. Here we have to regroup. We have 12 minus 5, which would give me 7, and that will be it. The difference would be 750 milliliters, not 75 milliliters. So let's mark a hard no there. Okay, moving on. Part B, or 4B. Fred bought 1.75 liters more laundry detergent than bleach. So now we're going to compare our laundry detergent to the bleach, and we are speaking in liters. Laundry detergent, we have 4 liters, and our bleach, we are also in liters. So we could simply subtract here. So we have 4 subtracted by 2.5, which represents our bleach. Let's go ahead and make this an equivalent decimal here, so we could subtract. Let's regroup the 4 whole into 10 tenths. 10 minus 5 will give me 5. 3 minus 2 will be 1. So we have a difference of 1.5 liters, not 1.75 liters. So this is another no. Let's look at C. Fred bought 750 milliliters more fabric softener than bleach. Now we compared fabric softener to bleach in 4A, and we did get 750 milliliters here, which makes this statement correct. So let's mark yes there. Moving on to 4D. Fred bought 150 milliliters more laundry detergent than bleach. So we're going to milliliters now. And let's take a look here. We have 4 liters of laundry detergent. So we are going to convert our laundry detergent into milliliters. So we have 4 liters. Let's draw a line here so we don't get our numbers mixed up. 4 liters, and we need to convert it to milliliters. Again, when you look at the our chart here, going from liters to milliliters, we are going to go 1, 2, 3 powers of 10s, and we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, which means I'm going to multiply here. So let's go ahead and multiply that by 1,000, which would give me 4,000. And now let's check out our bleach. Our bleach, we had 2.5 liters. So we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 1,000 as well. And if you take a look here, the decimal point will shift 3 times to the right, okay, which we did earlier, and that gave us 2,500. 1, 2, 3. So now we are finding the difference, so we can go ahead and subtract that. I might as well just line them up here and subtract it. 0, 0. Let's regroup from the 4. That is 3 here. So I have 10 here. 10 minus 5 will be 5. And 3 minus 2 will be 1. So the difference would be 1,500 milliliters, which is a no here. not 150 milliliters. Okay? Now, the last one, for E, we have Fred bought 0.5 liters more laundry detergent than fabric softener. So here we're speaking in liters again, but we need to convert our fabric softener into liters. So we have milliliters to liters. So now we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, which means we are going to divide. So let's go ahead and divide our 3,250 will be divided by 1,000. So that just means the decimal point will move 3 times to the left this time. 1, 2, 3. Which would give me 3.25 liters. So now we can take that number and subtract it by our 4 liters of laundry detergent. So let's take 4 and let's go ahead and add our decimal point and make it an equivalent decimal and subtract that by 3.25. We need to regroup here. That will be 3. Regroup again. That will be 9. And this is 10. 10 minus 5 will be 5. 9 minus 2 will give me 7. And 3 minus 3 is 0, which is 0.75 liters, which makes this statement correct. So let's mark a yes there. Moving on to number 5. A hippopotamus can weigh up to 10,000 pounds. How many tons is 10,000 pounds? Now, let's think back. There are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So, since we're moving from a smaller unit to a larger unit, we're going to have to divide here. So let's take our 10,000 pounds and divide it by our 2,000. And since we're working with the powers of tens, we could make this easier for ourselves by removing the zeros in our divisor. 1, 2, 3. Since we removed 3 zeros on one side, you need to remove the 3 zero on the other side. And here we can just use mental math. 10 divided by 2, that will be 5. There you have it. Moving on to our final problem of today. Amar and his friend went to the movie at 4:45 p.m. The movie ended at 6:20 p.m. How long was the movie? Once again, I like to use a number line here. So let's start with our open number line at 4:45, and let's jump to 5 o'clock by adding our, or let's start by the hours. So we go from 4:45, let's add 1 hour here. That would make it 5:45. Okay. Now, from 5:45 to 6, we need to add our 15 minutes. So let's add 15 minutes here. 6 o'clock. And from 6 to 6:20, we're going to add another 20 minutes here. So let's check to see what is the duration of this movie. We have 1 hour. 1 hour and 15. 15 plus 20 will be 35. So we have 1 hour and 35 minutes. The movie will last 1 hour and 35 minutes. All right. Let's check out part B of this problem. Amar got home 45 minutes after the movie had ended. What time did Amar get home? Explain how you found your answer. Again, it's crucial to explain when you're asked to do so. So, we know the movie lasted 1 hour and 35 minutes, okay? So, if it ended at 6:20, let's go ahead and create another open number line and start at 6:20. And there 45 minutes has passed since the movie had ended till the time he got home. So let's go ahead and add our 40 minutes first to make it 7, because 20 plus 40 will give me 60 minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So Here we're at 7. And since he got home 45 minutes after the movie, we need to add another 5 minutes here, which means he would get home by 7:05. Okay, so now it's time to explain what we did here. Okay, so it says, what time did Amar get home? Amar will get home by 7:05 p.m. I needed to find the time, the passing time of 45 minutes after 6:20 p.m. So I added 40 minutes to get to 7. Then I added 5 more minutes, which landed at 7:05 p.m. And there you have it. That would be the last problem of the day. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.